Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another reaction to Death Note. It's episode 13, and you know what to do. As always, if you want to see the reaction itself, just go down into my descriptions, follow the links, replace the parentheses dot pods with real dots, and enjoy. Once you've done, feel free to come back over here and hear my thoughts about this episode. So, see you soon. To those that came back, welcome back. Now, it was a surprising episode again. I mean, I really enjoy the fact that this series is again and again surprising me and not walking on the path that are easily deduced in forefront, if you know what I mean. There are some series, some of I've watched in the past and enjoyed them, where I was like, okay, I think I know where this is going. And sometimes I was right, sometimes I was wrong, but there are series where it's more easy to guess what's going to happen. Here, Death Note clearly is making it hard for me, and I enjoyed that a lot, because I like to be entertained and surprised, right? So, good one. Really good episode again. And the turn of events when it comes to Misa. So the not so clever one is actually a bit more clever than we thought, and that's a good one. It's a nice thing that she I mean, the question is, did she wanted to seem more stupid than she is? Because if so, kudos. I mean, there are people like that out there. Maybe you know some of them. People who have realized somewhere in their past that if you behave a little bit more stupid, people tend to underestimate you and make it easier for you to, in need, if needed, sail away from them, to be able to just pass and say, yeah, well, I'm not as stupid as you thought. Though there are some, not many, but some. I mean, I always reflect that when it is about thinking about how young, I guess, people in general, but I guess at least young men tend to be, many, not all, this behavior of, if I do something wrong, I don't have to do it again at home. So I can say I never did it on purpose, but I know I did it. In the meaning of like do the dishes or stuff like that, right? So I did it more like, yeah, well, I just finished it, but not so really good. And you did that 2 or 3 times, and then at least my mother was like, ah, forget it, I will do it. Which is not the best way of acting. But at least it wasn't on purpose. But I realized that later on, quite a while later on as an adult, that I did that. And it is a behavior you tend to learn. And if you're never being stopped in doing so, you will do that for the rest of your life. So stuff like that is happening. So back to the behaving more stupid. There are people who learned that they get through with just looking good or being nice, like a bit too nice. Or some who are very attractive, using their charms, their bodily benefits. And that works for quite a while, until the moment when either you meet someone who's not reacting to it, or until you realize the moment that you are not as young as you're used to be. Because those charms go with time as well. For Misa, I don't know. She is, in many ways, I think, a broken person, and I can see now why. So her parents got killed, and it seems like both of them. There was someone who possibly was a murderer. The question is, was he really? Because so there was something not so clear. She was pretty sure about it. It might be a turn of events later on in the series that we meet the real murderer. So, but even then, it explains her behavior, her expression, her outer appearance, the stuff that she has in her room. Not that I'm a psychologist, but there are some, like general ideas you have about that you would say, yeah, it's fitting, kind of. As long as you don't dig too deep, because then we are in deep psychology, and sorry, man, but that's clearly not mine. because I think that's very dangerous to say, I know for sure how someone is acting. But due to that, to the murderer being killed by Kira, she's following him. That's why she is praising him, that's why she wants to be his girlfriend. I mean, he's kind of her savior, you could say, destroying the evil in her life. So she is completely in for him, which is a major thing now that he can use her, which we will talk about now. I mean, it's a major thing. He now has a weapon. He has an observation system and a weapon at his hands if he needs to. He has the eyes now using Misa. I mean, simply put, he could just ask her to stay, I don't know, at the other side of the hotel or anything like that, and check on L whenever he leaves the building. And just give the name of L to him. And that's it. Then she could, like, I don't know, go away, hide somewhere. It doesn't matter. He has the name of L. That's all he possibly ever wanted, at least right now. Additionally, he has someone else using a death note. So he can use Misa to kill the people he wants to kill without doing it himself. So he can be like 24/7 with L under his direct observation, and people are still dying, which would normally, for most people, would be like, okay, he's not Kira. I guess L would be clever enough to understand, damn it, he is using the second Kira, he's using Misa now. But it clearly changed the power level, the abilities, the options that Kira has right now. And that's a major threat, clearly. But it comes with a big but, with a big handicap. And that is the fact that you have another person who, how much she may be into Kira is always a problem. Because for yourself, you always know what you're doing and what you did. And you can reflect on that later on, and you can only blame yourself, right? But if there's someone else who's doing your handiwork, that is a problem, because can you watch her every step? Can you? I mean, the only option would be to, like, I don't know, hide her into a cellar and never let her out in life at all. I don't know. So additionally, L and the investigators know that there's a second person. So they might be looking out for her. And on top of that, she just appeared at the door. I mean, talking about being at least partially clever, that was stupid. Sorry. She hid her outer appearance in when she checked out who he is. She made sure that her fingerprints are not on the videos, although it was a friend of hers, so you could still backtrack that, kind of, right? It's not so hard to do. I mean, L has just to find out whose fingerprints these are, then they go to this other person, talk to this person, and this person will very likely say someone in the future, oh yeah, sorry, it was Misa. So, yeah. And all of that. She could have waited for whenever he leaves the building, somewhere around the street corner, and then confront him. But instead, she went to the door. She met mother and sister. And thus, they have seen her now, and that will be a problem, because I'm pretty sure Dad will realize that soon. Who's that girl? Oh, it's a girlfriend, okay. And Elle will be like, wait a second, he has a girlfriend? Okay, who is it? We will have to check on her. Bam. However, talking about that not being clever, you can turn that around into being pretty clever. Because by having been seen now, he is not easily killed by Kira. If she would have had appeared in a dark corner in, I don't know where, an alleyway, he might have killed her, and no one would have realized it. Or given her this kill yourself with anyone without anyone finding out thing, right? That he did with Naomi Misora. However, realized something, sorry. He will not do that now because she was seen. I don't think it was her idea to do it like that, but it comes with a benefit for her. As I said, a mixed situation. It makes it all very, very much more complicated. That's that. About the things that happened in this episode in front of, before they met up. So, she sent another message about meeting up, and she wrote about the notebook inside, about a diary kind of, right? So she made a diary and she said we will bring our notebooks, our notes. Thus she sent her "I found him" message out after the day in Ioma. It was, I thought I wrote that down. Whatever. Elle knows it happened there. And if you check that note about what's happening there, is we will show each other our notebooks. So he did not get that connection yet. Like in last episode, it's weird that Elle does not seem to get some connections now that he had in the past. But then maybe it is not shown to us completely. Maybe he has, or they will come in later. But he has this connection, at least in the back of his mind now. There is a notebook. Notebook somehow happened. There was something about a notebook. If it ever pops again, he will have the connection say, wait a second. I read something about a notebook in the past. So that's a thing, a big one. The idea of Kira using other people to hide his presence was very clever. The counter use of the eyes was, well, he just didn't know that. So, good one. That's so far so good. We got some more information, so you can't see the lifespan of another Death Note user, and Shinigami can see each other's lifespan, so no Shinigami knows of any other. It would be interesting if Misa can see the lifespan of of Ryuk, as example. I don't think so, but it would be an interesting thing, because they would have like kind of a chance there. I mean, we know that Shinigami can be killed now. And then we got two more informations in So, and those are these ones here. So the one was you cannot kill a person that is below 780 days, which is a strange number. It's a bit less than 2 years. I mean, it's nice that you cannot kill babies, right? However, I don't know why this number. Is there like a deeper meaning to it, which is not a spoiler? You're very welcome to write it down. The other one, and I think that's a pretty big one, is this one here. The Death Note will be rendered useless if the victim's name is misspelled 4 times. Now, question here is, one victim's name 4 times? So, Mr. Smith, Mr. Schmish, Mr. Schmich, I don't know, yeah, 4th time, and then just this one victim can be put in? Or doesn't it matter? If you misspelled 1 for 4 times, the Death Note in general is not usable anymore. Or, for different names, each one time wrong, does that count as well? It's a matter of wording here, right? Because if the last one would be, we have one already. Because we had Naomi Misora, Shokomaki. It was a wrong name, so just saying. I guess it will be of one victim, and it will be then in general. That is something that might happen somewhere in the future. Whysoever, howsoever, I mean, you would have to be very, very upset and endangered to do it like that. Because after the 3rd time, you should know what you're doing. If you write it down the 4th time, you know either this works or it is destroyed. So, interesting information. That's going to be a lot happening in the next episodes, because now It's a complete new battlefield, and Kira will have to think about how to use Misa in an efficient way without showing her. It's this problem of keeping her in the shadows while at the same time giving her an unobstructed view on L and the others. I look forward to that. That's gonna be really, really cool to see. I hope you liked that. I did for sure, and I will see you the next time. Until then, my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.